What's up everybody? Today we're going to talk DJI Avata, which is this little puppy, and how well it manages to resist crashes. First things first, I'm a complete and bloody FPV beginner. I've never flown any FPV drones before. This is my first ever drone, and I barely flown in the simulator. I know it's recommended to nail down at least 40 hours, but after around 3 I was like, you know what, I want to test this thing out in real life. I gotta say, it's far better to actually fly it out there in the real world, because it is different than the flight simulator. It is also significantly easier in my opinion. But nevertheless, I managed to crash this thing a lot, and pretty severely as well. You can already see that there is a lot of grass, a lot of broken down leaves, and a lot of dust and whatnot on the frame. But the frame itself is actually pretty well maintained. There isn't really much to see. There isn't really a lot of damage. And this is just because this drone is built extremely well. I've managed to crash this thing, let me tell you this. But also, I've flown this thing mainly in tall grass. I decided it's the smartest thing to start flying in grass that's literally about half a meter to a meter high. Because if I crash it, it'll just like fly into the grass. It'll have a lot of suspension from the grass. It'll take away a lot of impact, and it should be good to go. My theory is pretty correct. You can also see I have these bumpers on the front to maybe avoid the gimbal to be hit better than it's already by the frame. The gimbal is inside the frame, that's for sure. So if you would even hit this part, it would be protected and wouldn't hit the gimbal. But if you would fly into a tree, for example, which is round, the round part of the tree would hit the gimbal inevitably, so I wanted to avoid this. These things screw on with one screw, pop into the frame. They're pretty decent. Also, I have this battery strap, because I've heard before that this drone's battery isn't insecure, and once you crash it, the battery will be gone. There are a lot of people talking about that, and I want to avoid this, so I got this thing off Amazon. It's pretty simple. You just screw it in here and flip this thing over. Sorry. It is pretty straightforward, and it is actually pretty secure, because I crashed this thing, let me tell you this. This thing is rugged, man. This thing can survive a beating, and I tell you, I beat that thing up like no other drone would survive even remotely. I've crashed many drones before. I've flown drones for a while now, since like 4 years or so, and I crashed all of them. I demolished all of them. None of them survived. This thing I crashed probably like 20 times already. Some of these crashes were absolutely severe, and it just took like a champion, really. And this is basically the message of this video. There's nothing more to say. So if you enjoyed it, leave a like, subscribe to this channel. There might be more content. I'm not yet doing a lot of camera content, cinematography, whatever. But if you people like it, I might continue doing it. So if you have anything to say, leave it in the comments. And I'll see you in the next video maybe. So peace out.